Next up at UFC San Antonio, we have Victor Altamirano taking on Vinicius Salvador. Victor Altamirano is 4-1 in his last 5, 11-2 overall, and he is coming off that stoppage win over Daniel Da Silva, and he's taking on Vinicius Salvador, who's 14-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, riding a 4-fight win streak, and this is potential fight of the night on this card. Both of these guys have insane numbers. You'll see it when Jacob starts talking. The insane output, the insane volume from them. But I think the difference here is that Victor is a dog. So Vinicius is a long striker. He's got that crazy volume, solid accuracy. He thinks he has solid defense. You'll see him doing this stupid Roy Jones Jr. bullshit against the cage, which is infuriating. But he gets hit a ton. He gets hit a ton. So his defense, Vinicius. You're going to say no, and then I'm going to show you the stats, and you're going to feel like absolutely
no. I said okay. Don't get
so.
I mean, holy shit, you're scared of me, huh?
He's taking on Victor Altamirano, who's fast. He's powerful on his feet. He also is pretty patient and calculated. He doesn't just come out wild. His striking differential is 7-5, which is impressive, and that speaks to his pressure. 7 is very high, and he is hit, but that's because he's constantly throwing stuff out there, making stuff happen, trying to make it work. He does have some sweeps and stuff from bottom, and he has a good enough get-up gain to not be ridden out, but he can get taken down. I think Victor's going to win this fight. I think Victor's going to work in some offensive wrestling. The odds are sitting at a pick'em, essentially. Vinicius is sort of trending towards the favorite, but I just think Victor's more of a dog. I think Victor's going to come forward. He's hit less, and he's going to work in the grappling. So I like Victor Altamirano in this spot, and here's the stats I was talking about. Look at the significant strikes landed per minute. Vinicius is almost at 9, and Victor's at 7, but Vinicius is hit with 7. And if you go watch his fights, he really does think he's Roy Jones Jr. with his low-ass hands. What do you think, Jakey boy?
No, he is a very, very confident striker. As you mentioned, hands low, in your face, head movement, but he does land some quality shots, and once he has you hurt, he is not going to stop. I mean, that's why his significant strike number is so high per minute, because he just lays on you and throws volume until he puts you out, and he's got power as well, especially for this weight class. And he is, I mean, we have to mention this, he is trained by Amanda Ribas's father. So you know that he's going to come in, tough as shit, good striking, good grappling. Amanda Ribas obviously is the most well-rounded fighter, regardless of weight class or gender, in the entire UFC. In Bellator, in the entire world. Amanda Ribas is just absolutely incredible, really. Just like her whole energy, like everything about her, like and her laugh, and just kind of her, because I follow on Instagram, and it's just kind of like her whole outlook on life. Like her posts are just
Would you shut up and talk about this fight?
What?
Talk about this fight.
Oh, yeah. So he's a really powerful, really powerful striker. And you mentioned Victor's offensive wrestling. He's going to need it. I think he really needs it, because he is a decent boxer, but he will brawl, and you do not want to brawl against a guy like against Vinicius. So he needs to get this fight to the ground earlier. I think he's in big trouble, and he's willing to brawl. So I think he's going to be in trouble. He was dropped in his last fight. He does get hit, and I think Vinicius is a little bit longer and a little bit quicker with those shots and gets it done. But if Victor's able to get a takedown or two, you know, obviously he's right in there, because as confident as Vinicius is on the feet, when he's on his back, the confidence is absolutely gone. So that's what Victor needs to do.
I agree, and he's averaging almost 2.5 takedowns per fight, so we think he's going to have to get it there. But again, that low 41% takedown accuracy. I like Victor. You like Vinicius. This is a dead even fight. There's only a few on this card, so there's a lot on this card that the underdog can win. A lot of live dogs. This is one of the few where it's like an even line and it could go either way. So this is going to be a tricky fight. And I think this is a DraftKings must, because they're both around the same price point, and whoever's going to win is going to score really, really well. I'm on the Victor side. I'll probably spend less money and be on that side. Throw him in my lineup. You going to throw Vinicius in your lineup, or are you going to leave it alone?
Am I like
blue looking
to
at your
you?
Jagged, hideous face scar?
No, it looks like I'm like blue.
I mean, you're always a little sad.
Oh. Violet.
Okay.
Violet.
WeWantPicks.com. $10 to become a member. You'll get access to everything, including all of our bets for this fight. Jakey Boy's been on an absolute tear lately. And we already have bets for UFC 287 up, and we have never lost money at pay-per-view. The pay-per-views are just insane what we do on pay-per-views. $10 a month, WeWantPicks.com.